distinguished political appointees, specifically senior special assistants to the governor. First, let me start by congratulating you once again on your appointments as senior special assistants. As the Commissioner for Orientation informed you, it is a new order for the country, it's a new political order for us. On my way here this morning, the Commissioner for Finance called and said, there's a challenge. I said, what is it? Just before I entered this premises. He said that, we had the FAC, Federal Allocation Meeting, last week. As we speak today, the federal government has not been able to make the funds available to states. But we in Edo State have paid salaries. We paid salaries last week, so that was not a problem. He said that it is Christmas. The local governments are getting very agitated because they may not be able to get salaries before Christmas. What do we do? Do we go into our reserves and help them out, give them a bailout before their money comes? I said, of course you should do that. The reason I'm saying this is that it is not what it used to be. If we waited for the federal government, we will not pay salaries this month, the month of December. That is to tell you that you are coming into government at a very, very challenging and difficult times. Only God knows what will happen today in the National Assembly. They may override the president's veto that we will now have only direct primaries in our political system. If that happens, it therefore means that for those of you who are seeking higher political offices, you will not be able to, or you will not just rely on one governor. There have to be real human beings in a party register who will be called out to vote for your primaries. It's a new order. So for those who cannot see the change that is going on in the country and begin to prepare for the new reality, they are living in dreamland. COVID-19 has also changed the paradigm. As you heard from the briefing, we all now have to give ourselves physical distance and also mask up. Yes, that's what you see happening. But figuratively, the world order is now one in which you are your own. You have to distance yourself from other people. So, given that background, the government we're running now is a government that has to succeed. A government that has to provide services to the people. Not to any godfathers, to the people. And as you see in the course of your orientation today, we're very clear as to where we're going. Every 3 months we'll do an evaluation. And after 2 evaluations, if you are not doing what you expected to do, we'll drop you. We must deliver politically, socially, and economically to our people. There is no free lunch. Everybody who gets paid from government resources must provide services to those people who are making those resources available. Like I said, we paid salaries not from federal allocation, but from tax revenues we're collecting from people. We owe those people certain responsibilities, and we must deliver to them. So gone are those days when people just go, people who have not paid taxes go online on social media and just talk anyhow. Those are not consequential in our politics anymore. The people that are consequential, as was shown on September 19th last year, are those hard-working men and women of Edo State, whose lives are affected by our policies. So if you think you will have political relevance in your area, and you are not taking an interest in the school in your area, you're not taking an interest in the kind of education those children are receiving, then you are shortchanging yourself politically. Politics going forward is not about sharing money. It's going to be more about sharing opportunities. And so as political actors, our focus and emphasis should be how to get opportunities to our people, not cash. Because people don't realize that cash is different from wealth. We want to make our people wealthy by giving them opportunities, by creating the enabling environment for them to express themselves, for them to do the things they have always aspired to. People ask, what is going on in Edo? Why are all the flights coming here full? Why are all the hotels full? Because there are tons of opportunities we're creating. But a lot of the political actors are not used to seeing and working on those opportunities. Everybody wants to take money from the treasury, government's treasury. But those opportunities are gone. So today's onboarding to accomplish several things. First, for me to get to know and meet you, because I was not responsible for any of your appointments. I didn't want to get him, or let the system work. Let me see how the system works. I gave guidelines and I said, leaders, give me your best. Give me those you feel can contribute from your various constituencies. And they gave me your names. I met a couple of you during your inauguration. I was impressed. I said, let's bring, as far as I'm concerned, our future political generals to a room. Let us start the process of orienting them. It's going to be a very rigorous process. And like I said, there's no guarantee. If you don't perform, then we cannot help you. And performance means delivering to the people, not to any godfather. Secondly, when you say political appointee as senior special assistant in the past, it had a different connotations and colorations. Now, we want to define what it means for you. You are to assist me. You are senior people to assist me as governor to accomplish what we say we want to accomplish. In our campaigns, we went around every ward in the state. And when we got to every ward, promises were made. People came out to say, these are our needs. And we as politicians gave commitments, made promises. Tomorrow we'll go back to those same communities. They're not stupid anymore. When we go back, they will remind us of the commitments we made. We must now be able to explain to them why we couldn't make those commitments if we didn't. But they will not accept excuses, because there will be a strong opposition who will promise them that they will do what we couldn't do. And since we failed to do what we couldn't do, then the chances of having them vote for us will be slim. So if you come from a community where we say we're going to give water because they don't have water, and water is their priority, and we cannot show and demonstrate what we have done and why we were not able to give them water, the next time you come, they'll ask you, and you have questions to answer. So it's not about how much you make a lot, you raise dust. It's how much you deliver. The last election, we had 275,000 children in our school systems. We had the data of each parent of those children. Interact with their children every day after school, so they can see what was going on in the lives of those children, that the children were beginning to learn. That's why many of them came out to vote, because they knew they were at risk, that if there was a change, those children's education may have been stopped. So it's not because people were writing online and shouting and making all the kind of noises. Yes, there are many, but we have more people who want to benefit from government. So as a government, we don't pay too much premium on lame criticisms. We pay premium on trying to define, understand the challenges, the root problems, and how to deliver services to our people. And we need to do it yesterday. We don't have any more time. We need to raise revenues. Unlike in the past, when political appointees collected revenue bits for themselves, if I find any political appointee doing that, you will go to jail. You will go to jail. That's why I have the code of conduct people here. I hope the EFCC people also come in to inform you and lecture you on what to do. Our system cannot accept and tolerate the level of corruption that used to be, because these resources belong to our people. In the area of politics, politics does not mean deception, does not mean lying. Politics means being there for your people, listening to them, and using the privilege you have of access to now raise their issues so that we can resolve and give them benefits. Any politician or political appointee who has kept his family abroad and thinks he can make money from government, deprive people here the resources to sustain his own family abroad, is making a mistake. Because I see it a lot. People put themselves under a lot of economic pressure. If we've destroyed our own place, you've taken your family out, and then the little you have here, you want to extract and take out to support a few, and leave the rest of the people here in penury and poverty. It's not right, it's not fair, it's not godly. So for those people who want money, please, you go and do your business. If it is money you want to come and make, government is not the place you come and make the money. Please, I'm begging you, go and fix your business. Let us know and let us see how we can support your business. Are we clear? The code of conduct people are going to tell you more. From what we have seen, the opportunities in Edo State are boundless. Every area has tremendous opportunities. If only we can just organize government the way it should be, you'll be amazed what Edo can be and will be. Like I said, we're not one of the richest in the country, but we're managing our resources to the best we can. I am very optimistic that many of you understand what is going on, the kind of changes that we have made. We are one party. There's nobody from another party here. Do you understand? And our responsibility is to build our party. And the only way to build our party is to ensure that we encourage members, people to join us. And the only way people can join us is if there's a benefit for them. And the benefit cannot be cash. Why will they join us as a party? We must mean well. We must mean good. So your responsibility is to make sure that you help us in the process of unifying our party to be one strong, virile party. Like I said when I was inaugurating you, we're clear as to your roles. So at the end of this session, we're going to be doing an evaluation to know who to put in what roles. Some of you who have leadership capacity, clear, will sit back to supervise the special assistants in the local government and also begin to groom another generation. Some of you will be with us here in Benin as a liaison with those people at the local government level. So security is key. Somebody has to be at the base at the local government level, ensuring that, because one of the things you'll do an inspection of our command and control center here to see what we're doing to secure Edo State. We'll be very active politically from second quarter next year. So I'll need one of you from every local government to help coordinate both a local and national interaction in our politics. And I want to leave you by letting you know that I am very, very optimistic because I took time out to go through all of your CVs. In every change, a difficult patch, there is a learning curve you need to go through. The next 3 months will be learning curves for you, but I am optimistic that you will go through that learning process without too much pains and challenge. I want to wish you well and wish you compliments of the season.